My name is Miroslav Kafedzhiev. I'm the Vice President and General Manager for the Safety and Productivity Solutions of Honeywell for the region of Russia and CIS, Turkey and Central Asia, and Middle East and Africa.
And tell us about your job role. Do you drive the end user engagement? Do you drive your commercial with sales? Do you drive the marketing? Which is your best area?
So I actually drive all of them at the same time, but where I focus most of my time is in the end user engagement, where when I engage with an end user, it starts always with what are the problem areas and the specific targets that the end user wants to achieve, whether it is an efficiency, safety, throughput, or for example doing more with the same, for example doing more orders or doing more fulfillment with the same amount of warehouses, people, operators, technology, trucks, or whether they want to drive more efficiency, where they want to scale down. For example, I want to use less warehouse, but I want to be driving the same number of orders. This is where I come in the engagement with the end users.
So this is your favorite area, but tell me, what are your favorite solutions for this favorite area of yours? So obviously Honeywell is innovating continuously, but let's look at the current portfolio of the region.
So when we're talking about the favorite solution or the one that makes the most impact right at the moment, it's actually two. One of them is the conversion from Windows Mobile to Android. And what I bring forward, the solution is how to make it faster, more efficient, at a lower cost of total ownership for the end user, whether it is a retailer, transportation logistics company, whether it is an FMCG company, like for example milk farm, etc., in order to make it faster and cheaper. Honeywell has the conversion technology as well as the Android-based devices, the entire ecosystem, in order to satisfy what is currently needed. Because currently the retailers, transportation logistics companies, they have to make two choices. One of them is how do you convert to Android and who does it for you? But the second one is what kind of a device are you going to deploy? Are you going to go for a 5 to 7 year long life cycle asset, or are you going to go for a 2 to 3 year fast replacement, fast iteration of technology devices? So what we're bringing forward on the table is both of them. Whether it is a mid-segment mass device that you want to deploy fast and at a lower cost of ownership, or you want to go for a long asset that is going to take you through 4 iterations of Android of 2025, 2027. So that's where Honeywell comes in and offers the solution.
So let me ask over here.
Yes.
These devices which you are, it's a forklift replacement. That means you offer to take the legacy Windows and replace it with Android. Is that the sort of replacement you're talking
So what we're talking.
Go ahead, sir.
So what we're talking about, the warehouse management, last mile proof of delivery, because currently all the devices are on Windows. End of this year, Windows is no longer supported. So all these companies, and we're talking about, for our region of Middle East, 200,000 mobile devices like this. They need to get converted on Android, and they need to be converted fast because there is no more support, patching, etc. And through the natural use, you still need to be replacing the devices.
So let me ask you, this
Yes.
is the Windows CE device, I mean CE operating system?
The operating system that is ending end of life is Windows Mobile CE, yes, that is correct. And we're coming to Android. The question is on which one? The devices that we're currently rolling out, they're on Windows 8, but there are going to be 4 iterations of Windows until 2025. So that's why you have to make the choice. You have a device that goes all of them, plus another 2 years of extended support, or you're going to go only for 2 iterations and you're going to go to 2021-22. What Honeywell does is we bring forward a technological partnership amongst Google, Qualcomm, which is the system on a module supplier, and Honeywell that provides the Auto ID technology, and we're making it into a seamless upgrade where the only thing that the user is going to feel is a restart. That's it. After that, the latest Android version comes in, does not impact the operating solution that is in.
So tell me again, the replacement is what? You're actually changing the physical device, or you're going to change the firmware? What exactly is happening?
So it's both. So what you need to do at the current moment is the majority of the solutions they're running on the Windows platform. They're written for Windows. You cannot copy paste it to Android. You actually have to rewrite it. You have to rewrite it for it to be an Android application. We help with the transformation and the transition of this Android application so that it actually works after that on an Android device in a stable fashion, because this is very important. You can write it and then it starts failing, it starts crashing down. It may not get compatible with the various devices, periphery, etc., printers, scanners. This is where Honeywell comes in, and we're helping the end user into this transformation so that also the rest of the stuff around the mobile device works with it.
Okay, very nice. But I want to ask again, what about the hardware? Since these are the Honeywell install base
Yes.
on Windows, what is the commercial migration? Do they need to pay to switch over, or are you trying to give them the hardware FOC for them to remain in your install base?
So all these users, one way or another, they have to be constantly refreshing the devices. So what we're offering them is the seamless transformation or transition on their new devices to be on Android. Some of them, they decide to make a cut and full transformation. Others are making a switch over. So for these that want to have a switch over of old and new, we're offering them devices that are able to work on Windows, and later on when their Android application is ready, they can convert it on Android.
Okay, so this is one major transformation.
This is one.
Yes, this is one. Go ahead.
Here's the second one. So the second one comes about usage of voice technology inside in two areas. One is the area of the warehouse, and the second one is the area of maintenance and inspection. So voice has been used by Honeywell over the last 20 years in industrial applications. Where we come in and where voice is transformational for us is anytime you need to go and follow a specific set of instructions, whether this is a picking list in a warehouse or whether this is a maintenance list of specific steps that you need to do. What Honeywell brings forward is the transformation of the entire interaction between the system, for example, the warehouse management system or the inspection system, and the user, the inspector, the operator inside in the warehouse, through a voice command. So for example, inside in a warehouse, what the voice speaking is going to say is, go to aisle 1, line 2, pick so many items of this, ready? You confirm, you're done. Both of your hands are free. Think about an application inside in a cold storage. At minus 18 degrees Celsius, you definitely will have difficulties touching a screen. You can be going and doing gloves and heated screens and all that, but in any effect, you want to have both of your hands free in order to be operating as fast as possible inside such environment without the need to interact with the screen. That's where voice comes in. When you're going inside and, for example, you're maintaining a car, or you have your annual inspection of your car, you're having the inspector that needs to go into a fastest way to go and capture everything that you have inside in the car and capture if, for example, there are any risks, whether it is a tire, pressure, lighting, etc. And do it in such a way that nothing is missed, and if there is something that has to be recorded right there. The voice.
So is this solution voice to machine? I mean, voice to a control system, voice to wireless? How is it actually done?
The other way around. It's actually a system voice to an operator, operator voice to a machine. So for example, again, on the very same device, with a quite advanced headset that also allows voice user profile deployed on the device right there, not a cloud-based, voice user, much faster, much smaller latency, where you are getting the instructions from the machine software system of what you need to do. You execute them, and then you're providing back feedback. I have completed, I have done. Here is the number of the things that I have completed. And this automatically converts into digital information, for example, an inspection report or, for example, picking list complete. That's where the voice solution comes in. What it does, it basically affects two things. One, accuracy. You're able to go beyond 99.99% accuracy of the sequence of the things that you're doing. Why? Because you cannot skip a step. If you skip a step, the system will reflect it. The second thing is throughput. With the same number of assets, people, operators, you're actually able to convert higher productivity, 20% and above, with the same setup, same shelves, same storage, same people. That's where the voice capability and solution comes.
Over the command once again. The end user has a certain instruction from the warehouse.
Yes, that's correct.
So you're saying this instruction needs to be converted into from their voice as a
So,
speech.
for example, the warehouse management system produces a picking list. Our solution converts the picking list into voice instructions and also of positioning and action. So not just you're having this item, you need to go to this aisle and look at this and see it. The voice picking list basically tells you, you need to go there, and when you're there, tell me that you're there. So in this way, actually, you significantly...
Closing the loop with voice over.
That's correct. Last but not least, it also optimizes your routing. An operator inside in a warehouse can walk every day north of 10 kilometers. You want to make sure that you're utilizing the fastest and shortest route from one item, from one SKU to another, or even to shift the sequencing, so it's not, for example, alphabetic, that it is, instead of me going around and then coming back, you do it on the same shelf.
So let's jump to the next two innovations.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
The next two innovations. The next innovation that we have here is actually the transformation inside in the warehouse. Currently what you have is the operator goes to the shelves and makes the picking for an e-commerce operation. The solution that we're demonstrating that is powered by our warehouse management system and control system is where the shelves come to you. So this is where in e-commerce you're able to make multiple picking orders, up to 24 orders at the same time with the same operator. Think about if you were to get the operator to go and do it in the warehouse. Instead, what we do is we're demonstrating a robot-enhanced solution where the shelves come in a sequence with the robot to the picker. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 pickers that pick 24 orders at the same time. In this way, with a small size of a warehouse of about 5,000 square meters, you can go 10, 12, 15,000 orders, e-commerce orders per same day. That's the solution that we're demonstrating here.
Fantastic. And the fourth innovation before I ask you for the use case.
Okay, the fourth innovation is actually the connected safety. Currently, safety goes around the following lines. You determine the hazards, you determine the personal protection equipment, you give the personal protection equipment and send the worker to work. What we're showing here is what do you do after that when the worker is already in the field, in real-time monitoring. For example, man-down detection, panic alarm, fall detection, biometrics. For example, the heartbeat goes up, the body temperature goes up, the blood pressure goes up. You will be able to prevent accident just by having a real-time monitoring on the person as a safety as a service right in the field right now.
So these are for selected workers or for all workers in general?
That depends on what the employer wants to do, but where it comes is we make it at mass, at scale. Because we are the only company in the world that has both the personal protection equipment side and the software digital technology on the other.
So tell me, in the region, these are very advanced innovations, right?
Yes.
Which, like you said, if it was an Alibaba singles day, 15 million orders per
Yes.
that single
Yes.
day would make very good sense.
That's correct.
Do you see a use case or a demand for this level of innovation in the region, or is it still coming?
Yes, there is. So if we go through them, we already spoke about the Android devices. They have to convert. This is where we come in. When it comes to the second one, which is the voice solutions, every time that you're having a large distribution center, before you go to the robots or the conveyor belts, the automatic warehouses, the black box as we call them, black box warehouses, you can get significant low-hanging fruit throughput and effectiveness by deploying voice as we speak. A couple of the local regional retailers, they already have automated with voice their distribution centers. Now we are making voice affordable for the smaller retailers which are within country or within region.
So these are typically suppliers which are doing almost daily refresh or twice a day, like the Dubai duty free or the extremely large.
Anytime that you have a warehouse where you need to have a higher accuracy and you need to turn more instead of building the next warehouse, that's our customer. So that's where we come. Any retailer in this region is our customer for this solution.
Tell me about the
Yes, the moving shelves.
This is a logistic mechanical control system upgrade, right?
That is yes and no, because you also need to convert your entire warehouse management system to be sequencing and scheduling not just the picking or the picking list, but also the sequencing of the robots that are bringing the specific shelf with the specific cell to the picker.
So is this upgrade, is this workflow process transformation comes from your WMS, or it has to be a manual control re-engineering process?
So where it comes from is we have a large install base for our warehouse management system in China with e-commerce companies. They started to convert to robots in order to increase the number of orders they fulfill and increase the density of shelves in their warehouse. We took this solution and this knowledge, and we're now bringing it here in the Middle East and in the UAE for e-commerce companies through technology partners that are able to deploy it on existing warehouses, where we can start converting your fulfillment. For example, you can convert to robotic enhanced shelves your picking area. You can convert to robot enhanced process. For example, the unloading of an aircraft. Think about the current process of an aeroplane. You're having the truck that comes in with the individual wagons. They get filled in with luggage, and then you bring it to the luggage. What if you were able to immediately start shipping through a robot the bags to the conveyor belt? So in end effect, what you have done is you have significantly decreased the number of batches, but you have increased the frequency of the fulfillment or the movement of bags.
Now I want to ask a very elementary
Yes.
question. You keep saying about e-commerce companies.
Yes.
Let's say 5 years ago, the UAE was well known for its redistribution, so re-export. So for example, we were a trading hub for selling to Africa and other countries over there.
Yes.
There was no such e-commerce order
Yes.
placement. So I just tried to see what is the distinction between the traditional freight logistic warehouse system and the e-commerce warehouse management system.
So the difference between them comes in two areas. One is the fact that you and I, when we place an order online, we want it fulfilled right now. The e-commerce companies, they are combining the logistics fulfillment with the frontline e-commerce website order intake, compared to the traditional transportation and logistics fulfillment last mile company of a commerce. That's where the distinction comes.
So other than the lead time, the design of the warehouse is also different in both the cases.
That is correct. So for example, when we're talking about a transportation logistics company, it has different days of fulfillment for the different packages. So in this case, what you're going to end up with is you're going to have shelves for stock and items that are waiting customs clearance, they're waiting to be shipped, they're probably stored, you may be having buffers, etc. for fulfillment. That's a traditional transportation logistics company. The e-commerce company, the majority of the warehouse is designed to be making a same day or within a very short time fulfillment. That basically means that you need to maximize the turnover of a cell. In a transportation logistics company, you have to maximize how much of orders you're able to push through it in order for you to package and bunch orders together to a specific fulfillment region.
So let's go to the demand driver. What is the
Yes.
singular one or two or three drivers that you see which make you optimistic for the solution? Yes, organizations are transforming themselves. Yes, they're implementing digital technologies. But the level of digital or e-commerce demand compared to the Chinese or the US is much less over here. So do you see that a justification coming in for such a solution in a short time?
Very good question. What we currently see is that the retailers in the region are under significant price and cost pressure. Actually, they are, because of all the competition, what you have is that their top line is starting to grow less or is starting to stagnate, which means that they need to be able to expand faster, and they need to be able to use their existing assets, because the incremental capex that they need to do for new warehouses, for new stores, etc., is quite big. Our solution allows them to make much larger volume to even transform their individual retail outlets into mini distribution centers. And that basically allows them with an incremental small CapEx investment or even sometimes OpEx conversion, where they're buying a package, for them to get a higher throughput or higher coverage. This is one factor. Second factor is the cost of labor. We are seeing an inflation in the cost of labor. And in this case, what means is that instead of you hiring more people, digitalize the existing stuff for them to become more productive. Think again about the voice. Both hands free, you're able to fulfill many more orders with the same number of people. That's where the voice technology comes in.